Jpaddy Bandwagon Show, peeps, Season 2.
Season 2. You guys didn't think that was happening that way, did you?
Wait a minute. They weren't ready for the second voice yet. I didn't even introduce you. Remember the last show you weren't here?
Oh, yeah. That's right. Maybe they didn't know I was not going to be back.
Yeah. You didn't proclaim what you were going to do, but actually you made a post that said you were back.
I said we're back.
We are back.
We are back. We are back with Jpaddy by himself.
Oh. And I am just imitating the second voice, and I'm laughing over my own voice. It's incredible. So, just to start off, Pennatrator, yesterday was a big day for you.
Yesterday was a big day. Yesterday was a very big day.
And it wasn't just because you were carb loading.
Oh, yeah, for the transformation
for
challenge.
the transformation challenge. No.
Nope.
A certain team from a certain city made it back to the Super Bowl.
Whew. Didn't think that was happening. Did not think that was happening.
You thought the Packers had them?
No, I didn't think that the Niners were going to even win 8 games this year. So this is a big shock. This is great. This is crazy stuff.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, the Niners were 45-1.
Oh my gosh.
To make the Super Bowl.
Well, before the season, I did place a bet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
A long shot, I guess. And it wasn't a parlay, but I did 2. I did the Niners over under 8.5 wins.
Bingo.
For the season. So
you were feeling optimistic about 9 wins.
I got that. Yeah, I was looking at that. And I was like, well, if they could do 9 wins, then they can win the NFC West. So.
Oh, you took them to win the NFC West?
Yeah. Yep.
But you didn't take them any farther than that?
No, I didn't take them any farther than that.
Wow. Way to half-ass that bet.
And then, then I did have another one of the NFC winning the Super Bowl because that was after the season was going.
Yeah.
And they didn't have a Super Bowl winner. They weren't offering that on whatever I was on. So,
okay.
So I just picked whatever one that they had that day.
So was this just like your horse betting when you were betting on horse races where, you really went on a limb and bet like $2?
Oh, yeah. Yep. I'm trying to learn. So I'm not in the gambling. I can bet it all. Bet the house to win.
Okay.
So I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to learn.
So I get that, but now you're gonna have all these winnings. You're gonna be able to afford like a nice 12-pack IPA with all your winnings.
I could probably do 2.
Ooh, really?
Winnings. Yeah. If I didn't lose them.
You lost the tickets?
No. I collected on the 9.5 and the in the West because that already closed.
Yeah.
And I did some hockey bets and lost them. So.
Never bet on hockey.
No,
never bet on hockey.
That's what I am learning.
Yeah.
Yep,
I could have told you that 2 years ago.
Oh my
in-game betting on hockey. Horrible. So this brings up the point. Yesterday you were telling me, you're like, man, I need to ask for the next day off.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Because it's this big game and whatnot.
Yeah.
The conversation at the party we were at, everyone was talking about, the day after the Super Bowl should be a national holiday. How do you feel about that?
I don't think it should be a national holiday. But I did come up with something a couple days ago about what they could do. Okay.
I'm listening.
Okay. They need to, get this, just only have 2 weeks of preseason. So they still get their preseason.
Okay.
That pushes everything back by 2 weeks, right? What does that put it? This weekend. The 3-day weekend.
So
fucking everybody gets it off.
So, Pennatrator, the NFL is kind of ahead of you on this because they're talking about knocking 2 weeks off, but to add 2 more games.
See, then it doesn't do anything.
Not for as far as Super Bowl celebration and making it earlier. Like, your idea is to put it on this weekend, Martin Luther King weekend.
Yeah, the Super Bowl would have been yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody would have had it off. They don't need to make a national holiday because that's not really fucking...
It's really... I completely agree. I'm not a fan of making a holiday the next day. We were talking about... I said move Labor Day. We could move Labor Day to next month, but then February would be a loaded holiday month.
Yeah, we got.
And I really like that first Saturday or first Monday in September. But
Yeah. No, that's the close of summer.
Right.
I mean, kind of, especially up here.
Yeah.
So,
They could. What if they put the Super Bowl off for 7 months to do the Super Bowl on Labor Day weekend, and then the first week is the next week?
That would be ridiculous.
I do. That was off the cuff. That was completely off the cuff.
Well, or what? Well, if they did 2 more weeks, then it'd be presidents. It'd be fucking presidents, and then they could do it that way. Presidents are probably like the fucking Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure Lincoln and Washington, if they had it, would have been like, "Fuck yeah, let's watch some football."
Yeah, they wouldn't worry about concussions and stuff. They wouldn't have known.
No, they were just trying to make it past 40.
Totally. Oh my Lord.
So yeah.
So yeah, I'm glad you didn't go all out yesterday because you're probably gonna go all out in 2 weeks.
Yeah, and there was a reason for why I said that yesterday. Because the last time they went at your house,
Yeah,
I had to work the next day,
I remember you saying that.
and I didn't get the full experience with it because
You were worried about work the next day.
I was worried about work the next day, which was probably better because then I don't want to have that pressure, and if I have the time to take, then might as well do it.
So that last Super Bowl was Niners-Ravens.
Yeah.
And if you were able to drink during the first half, you were probably drinking pretty heavily because the Niners fell way behind.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, obviously, the lights went out, and the Niners made that comeback, and
Yeah. Missed.
and you couldn't drink. Like, that was probably the most stressful part of the game because they were actually getting back into it, and it actually looked like they had a chance to win.
Yeah. Yep. And if I remember correctly, we were watching the game in the other room, and so we were like 10 seconds
That's
ahead
right.
of everybody.
Yes. So remember that for your Super Bowl parties.
Yeah.
Be in the room where it has the early feed.
Yeah. Be in the even if it's a smaller TV.
Yeah, exactly.
Be on an early
That's
feed
right.
TV.
That was like a 13-inch television.
Yeah. It had like rabbit ears or something. It was
Exactly.
like had the line going through.
It was ahead of cable. Oh, that's awesome. We've done some things on our time off.
Yes. Some stuff has happened.
I got the beautiful experience that changed my life going to Costa Rica.
Did it change your life, or was it just fucking awesome?
It was just fucking awesome.
Okay.
It's the best vacation I've ever went on. It was the most chill.
How long did you, I mean, obviously, I know how you went for 2 weeks.
2
but
weeks. 2 weeks.
Was that too long? Because I don't think I've ever been on a vacation for 2 weeks.
No, because we split up our time. The first week, we went to the Americanized town of Tamarindo, Costa Rica. When I say Americanized, tons of Canadians.
Eh?
Hey. Me and my travel partner, Softy, we had a drinking game where every time he met someone from Toronto, Canada, he had to take 2 drinks. Every time we met someone from anywhere else, I had to take 1. Or excuse me, let me switch that up. He had to take 1 drink for anyone from Canada. I had to take 2 for everybody else.
Okay. Non-Costa Ricans.
Non-Canadians. So if they were from Europe, I had to take a drink. If they were from the U.S., I had to take a drink.
What if they were from Costa Rica?
I had to take a drink.
Okay.
In Tamarindo, he drank more than I did.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I was not expecting that.
Expecting that?
No. And they're very passive aggressive.
Minnesota nice?
On steroids.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
The Minnesotans must have got it from the Canadians.
Don't you know now?
Don't you know? Because they are super nice, but yeah, they're super conniving.
Oh.
Because I caught them talking shit about each other, and that's how I figured that out.
Oh, well, sounds
But
about right.
But no, that was one of the surprises. I wasn't expecting such a Canadian influence. Second surprise, when you use a restroom in Costa Rica,
Do you shit on the floor?
no, they have
I don't know.
they have toilets, but you just can't put toilet paper in the toilet.
Oh, yeah, that's like shitting on the floor.
No,
Yeah, that is, it's stinky.
they maintain it pretty well.
Yeah, that's the only thing about, because they do that in Mexico too.
Oh, you can't flush toilet paper there?
Not if you go outside of the resorts. Yeah, you can't flush toilet paper, so you gotta wipe and throw it in a fucking trash can.
So in Costa Rica, even at the nicest resorts, they have the garbage can right next to the toilet. But here's the difference. They have an attendant on it all the time. Person walks in, they walk out, the person goes in, sanitizes the place.
Oh.
You could say that at those nice resorts that they maintain their bathrooms nicer than we do here.
Well, okay. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, because they got a lot of shit to handle.
Dude, and that brings me into my third point about how awesome the food is there.
Uh-huh.
They serve nothing small.
Oh.
You want an appetizer, it's a full meal. Like, you want a taster down there, it could be a gutbuster.
So what kind of food is it?
Anything from filet mignon, tons of fish, chicken, like how they prepare their meats and marinate and do all that stuff. The food was excellent, and it is cheap. You get a good meal down there. If you're paying in colones, you're paying 15,000 colones, which is $15. But it's like a meal here that would cost you 30 to 35.
Oh, geez. Okay.
And it's classy.
And that's every restaurant? Because you weren't staying at a resort, were you?
No. The first trip, we were at a mountain retreat. It was a little tough for me and my travel partner, but my travel partner, because he didn't like bugs.
A lot of people don't.
Well, yeah, but you see a spider, and I don't freak out. Him, on the other hand, it kept him up for 2 nights after he saw that one spider. Because he was just thinking about it, because it was big.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I remember getting up, and he's fighting this thing. It's probably like 5 in the morning, and I see him with the broom, and I'm like, Softy, what are you doing with the broom? And he's like, there's a spider. And he's kind of just creeping, and all of a sudden, I'm trying to pass back out. I'm like, we had a long night. So anyway, I hear him. He's taking the broom, and he's hitting like the top of the wall.
It fucking scurried up the wall?
Huh? Yeah, it was on the wall.
Huh.
It was huge.
Wow. Did they give you like a brochure of like bugs to avoid?
No.
Be like,
no,
don't touch this one.
no, no. First of all, if you're a traveler, I think it's your responsibility to figure out the bugs.
Fuck that.
And what I picked, the initial place I picked, huge, like diverse animals, diverse lizards, big lizards.
This is the place where the monkeys or the fucking.
No, we could hear some monkeys from there, but there were actually no monkeys.
Oh.
So the monkeys that we did hear, they're called howler monkeys. They sound like dogs.
Oh, like coyotes or
like dogs, like like that. Yeah. Initially, I thought there were a bunch of dogs outside our place, but no. And they start at like 5:30, right when the sun comes up. They have roosters, but the howler monkeys conquer the roosters.
Do they eat the roosters?
No, the roosters just don't have a role there because the howler monkeys are so loud. So, So, anyway, Tamarindo is the Canadianized area, but it was super fun. It was party town, party surf town.
Cool.
It was good to do for a week.
Yeah.
But then it was good to go away. And then the second week, we went to Playa Hermosa, which was just north.
Okay.
North of Tamarindo, probably an hour and a half. And that was like where you and Megatron would go. It's like the honeymooner area.
Nice. Okay.
Everything closes at 9. A little more influx of locals.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, just really chill. We still got our parties in because in the middle was Cocoa Beach, where it was like Renoites would feel like it's like the flowing tide area of Costa Rica, where you can still get good drinks and stuff, but it's like it's not so influx of transients.
Okay.
Yeah.
Flowing tide, huh?
Yeah, I felt like we were at a couple flowing tide bars.
Okay.
Down at
Let's go.
In El Coco. Or
Now,
excuse me, Cocoa Beach.
What beer did they serve down there?
Imperial.
Imperial. What the fuck? What is that?
It is their version of Budweiser.
Or their version of Corona?
No. It's not like a Corona. It's more like a Budweiser.
It's like a lager. Okay.
Yeah, it's a little darker, a little browner. And speaking of brown, Softy is a very brown individual.
He has a darker color complexion.
He is. And one of the most entertaining parts of this trip was, if you know me, I'm pretty white. If you know Softy, he looks Hawaiian, Filipino, so it gives him a darker complexion. Softy wasn't very educated in the Spanish language.
No.
And I won't say I was either. But I was given it an attempt.
Okay.
Him, on the other hand, was not. Every time we went up to a local, I would speak, they'd look at him. And they just wait for him to talk.
They're like, your friend's getting pretty good at Spanish.
No, they were pretty much saying, your friend's retarded. Will you please talk to us because we're not talking to him?
I have no idea what you're saying.
Yes. And unfortunately, either did Softy.
Yeah.
So when Softy, he was getting incredibly frustrated. So about 5 days in, we have a conversation about it. I'm like, hey, man, what's wrong? I'm sick of...
I can totally hear it.
I'm sick of them all looking at me for answers. But the one benefit to have him there, it was much easier for him to catch a taxi than me.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure they were just...
I would throw out a signal. No, nothing. He'd put his hand up right away. Boom. But then they'd get all confused because he didn't know how to speak to him. So that was super fun about it.
Gotcha, bitch.
Yeah, exactly. I made the comment to him that they probably thought you were my slave. Luckily, he had a good sense of humor about that.
Well, good that he laughed.
So yeah, our trip was awesome. We did a bunch of zip lining, horseback riding, drinking, of course, big parties.
Yeah,
we partied it up a lot. But one of the things that really sticks out about Costa Rica after coming back and seeing our civilization,
our lovely town,
our lovely people. They have plenty of 28s.
Our town or their town?
Costa Rica has a bunch of 28s.
Okay. What is a 28?
I thought I've told you about this.
We discussed it briefly, but I have no idea. You're going to have to explain it. You told me it's a numbering system.
It's a code.
It's a code, obviously.
It's a code that I used at my former job.
Okay.
To illustrate an attractive woman.
Okay. I kind of figured that out. How does it work?
Well, let me tell you the story about how it came about.
Okay.
In my former job, a membership retail club, I was trying to, specifically when I first got my job there, I was really trying to, work hard, stand out, not get distracted.
When you first were there?
When I was first there. Because obviously when you first take a job, like you're trying to be Superman. As time goes on, you fight that battle of that motivation.
Yeah.
In the first 90 days, because in the first 90 days is when they could let you go for anything.
Uh-huh.
So anyway, I wanted to keep my nose to the grindstone. Always kept myself busy, stayed focused, whatnot. But one of the more senior employees named Benny, I believe he was Guatemalan, something like that. Anyway, we became friends because we pushed carts together. But he loved pointing out women.
Okay.
And he would go to a point where if, say, I was assisting at one register and he was across the warehouse assisting at a different register, if he saw an attractive woman, he would walk all the way across the floor to be like, hey, Jesse, look at that. And I'm like, Benny, I'm trying to work, dude, and you just left your register that's 200 feet away, man. And he would do this multiple times.
Okay.
And so it just came to me one day. I was like, man, I need him to just be able to call something out to me and just be able to, like, give me a code so I can look up, look over, be like, okay, go back to work.
Okay.
So where I worked, we have codes.
Yeah. Codes all over
Milk's
the place.
1. Coke is 20. Bananas is 30669. But I needed a number that I could yell out that wasn't an item number.
Okay.
And it would tell my man Benny, hey, look over here.
Yeah.
So I started looking through the numbers. 1, 2, 3. Not finding anything. I get to 28. No item set up.
Okay.
Boom. 28 became the code for hot chicks.
Okay.
So I go to the first day I use it. I'm like, Benny, when I see one on a certain register, I'm going to yell out, 28 on 5. And it's going to sound, and it sounds completely professional. Like, if you don't know what that code is,
no one's going to know.
No one's going to know. No one's going to be offended. Benny loved it.
Okay.
He was using that code left and right. But here's the thing that happened.
Well, they're standing in that aisle, right?
They're standing at their register. This is at a register number.
Okay.
So
no, I understand the register number, but the mark is in that line at the register, right?
No, so over time, if they start to figure out, oh, they're talking about me. But I'm going to get to that. I'm going to go into that. So anyway, I get it going with Benny. And all of a sudden, other, specifically male employees,
figured it out.
Well, they're like, hey, what are you yelling? And I'm like, this is my code to keep Benny from bugging me.
Oh, you should.
So cashiers started to pick it up.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, over time, everyone, all the employees started doing it. Males, females. They were asking, hey, am I at 28?
Oh.
And I'm just like,
I don't know.
Look, this is just for our members. this is our fun.
This is our member service to them.
Exactly. And you know what? If they figure it out and they're flattered, that's awesome. So as time goes on, the front end department is yelling 28s.
All over the place?
All over. 28 on 6. And like it gets to a point where supervisors are doing it.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah. Supervisors are doing it. Got to a point where some managers were doing it. Before I just left, which is after approximately 18, 19 years of yelling out 28, a transfer comes in, and it thinks it's inappropriate.
Oh, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously.
So, yeah, if you're not part of the game and you're not used to the culture and the atmosphere of the building, I can understand why that person might have taken it the wrong way.
Yeah.
When I left was about the time it was dying because it was brought up to management.
You're just shutting it down.
They are shutting down the 28.
Okay.
But here's a funny story about the 28. One day, I'm at Archie's.
Okay.
Before a basketball game. And one of the servers there finds out that I work at this retail establishment. And she's all, hey, last couple times I've been in there, I've heard employees yelling 28. And I'm like, are you serious? Like,
oh.
And I'm like, do you know what it is? And she's all, no, but I've heard it a couple times. And I'm curious because I did see like employees giggle and nod. And so I decided to keep interviewing her. I asked her, I was like, were you by yourself?
Okay. Yeah.
And she's all, no. I'm all, who are you with? And she said, I was with my hygiene classmates. From this point, I ask her, I'm like, would you consider them younger and attractive? And she's like, yes.
Oh, she wasn't a 28.
I had to tell her that. So, and then all of a sudden she's like, "That's what you guys are yelling about?" And I'm like, "You didn't hear it from me."
Obviously.
But she found it absolutely hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
But that was that was like 5 years ago too. But that just told me people heard it.
Yeah.
Members heard it.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe the right ones were hearing it all the time and they were just like patting themselves on the back. Yeah, I got it. I got it. So, going forward, when this show has a brand, it's going to be called 28 Apparel.
Oh, look at you.
It's going to be, we're going to start with women's apparel. And they're going to be jerseys.
Okay. Just as the 28.
Yeah, yeah. Like, you know how Peyton Manning's all 18. Joe Montana's all 16.
Yeah. Is there a 28?
Who cares? 28 Apparel is going to take over.
Okay. They're going to have to find.
Whenever a female goes to a sporting event and she's just like, I don't know what to wear. I don't have a team.
Yeah.
I'm just going to wear my Cougar number 28 jersey.
Yeah. That's perfect. It'll have no team. It'll just be
No, I think we're going to have to do like a Cougar.
Okay.
Like Cougar bait.
Got you.
Like
Got you.
hot older women. Cougar number 28. I'm a hot old lady.
Cougar 28 where?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It'll have a
Fox.
Ooh.
The fox.
A wild animal.
Yeah. Well, no. I'm not as old-fashioned as say as my uncles, but they probably used to call women foxes, right?
Yeah. That's a foxy lady. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so
That's a good line. Seriously.
right?
Yeah.
What team are you part of? I'm Cougar.
I'm Cougar.
And then as a guy, you know she's probably over 40.
Yeah. It's fine.
Yep.
Even if it doesn't matter, just go for the young ones too. Just be like, I'm going to be a Cougar one day.
That's right.
Aspiring.
So true. Oh, my Lord. And that's why Costa Rica is a beautiful place, because it put this story in my head for us to talk about this.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
So you didn't want to leave is what you're saying.
No.
Okay.
I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back. Hopefully 28 Apparel started by then. But speaking of 28s, they're probably going to be at a certain basketball game on Wednesday.
On
the Nevada UNLV basketball game.
Yeah, but
people show up for it.
Yeah, but how many 28s are usually at a game?
School's back in session this week.
Yeah.
And it's the most popular game, whether it's football or basketball, right?
Yeah. Yep. Rivalry.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's two, right? There's football.
Yeah. How does UNLV make you feel?
Fuck it. They piss me off.
Why?
Because they're little bitches. Seriously.
Yeah.
It's the players and the fans.
They are. They're different, aren't they?
Yeah. Even ones that we're friends with, they're off a little bit.
That is so true.
They are.
That is so true.
Did I tell you about the bet that I had with the FedEx lady?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, let me get into this one.
Okay.
Very first, I've been going to FedEx, dropping packages off for the day job for a long time.
So you work with or you see this one lady all the time?
Well, no, not necessarily. There was these two ladies that were always in there. They retired. That's how fucking long they were there.
Yeah.
Retired, and she was kind of in and out, but I never talked to her or whatever. So now the other ladies are done. She's retired, or she's moved up, and she's taking packages in.
Yeah.
Like the old ladies were. The very first time that I went in there, and she was working the register, whatever you call it, I was wearing a Nevada shirt. Okay?
Is this in Carson?
This is in Carson.
Okay.
Nope. No deal. No whatever.
Everyone wears a Nevada shirt in Carson.
Yeah. Whatever.
Shouldn't stick out.
Yeah. And this is before I had like logo wear or whatever for the place that I work at. So anyway, so I walk in, do my transaction. Right. I'm a customer.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. Start walking out. She goes, "Oh, hey, you forgot something." I was like, "What the fuck did I forget?" right? I turn around, I walk in, she goes, "What color's the cannon?" And I went, "Oh!" And we had just lost. I mean, it was like 2 weeks after we just lost.
So it was just recently?
No, this was, remember we had that
Or 2 years ago?
No, we had the long stretch.
Oh.
With alt. And
10 in a row or something.
And then we lost that first one. It was big. It was
Yeah.
big that we had lost the
It was
cannon.
when their high school coach beat our new special teams coach.
Yeah, Dirty Sanchez.
Yes.
We fucking did that whole
Yep.
thing, and I was fucking pissed. So now every time I go in there, it's UNLV.
Is this a running rivalry with this lady?
Yeah. So this is how long that's been, right? So it's been back and forth. Finally, she friggin' this last time we played them,
Yeah.
made a bet.
What was the bet?
She bet me a 6-pack of Corona, and I bet her a 6-pack or 4-pack of Shoe Tree.
So she would have had to buy you the nicer
Shoe
beer.
Yeah, exactly.
So you asked the UNLV fan who has a worse job than you to spend more money. Like, you can afford a 6-pack Corona.
Yeah.
She works at FedEx. She probably can.
Yeah, she to be in her position
Yeah.
for how long she's been there. Yeah, she can afford a
Okay.
a little 4-pack. Yep, I fucking lost.
Yes, and you paid up?
Oh yeah, I'm not one of those guys. Kind of. Yeah, no, I paid her, and she was like, so now it's still, but
I would have paid up too, but I would have taken each of those 6 Coronas and I would have poured them all in small test tubes. So she's getting like fucking 40 test tubes to drink all her beer.
or just she needs Coronitas.
Oh,
That's what I should have done. I was running low on time. I fucking ran to the store, got it, paid her off. She was like, "Oh, you're the best." I'm like,
and that was after this football game.
that was after this last year's one. Yeah, she is off a little bit. Nice lady. You could tell that she's a UNLV fan.
Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah.
You can see a Rebel fan.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what it is. I think we've been around, and they're just different individuals, and we can kind of smell them.
Yeah, they have that eye, that little lazy eye. It doesn't look right.
And usually they don't really know much about sports. Like, Nevada fans don't know a ton, but they're even worse.
Yeah, they're even worse.
Yeah.
Even people that like grad school and shit like that, they're even bad.
Yeah. So going back to this football game. So is that what you left early?
Yes, I left early because I was getting pissed off.
Yes.
It
was aggravating.
It was bad. It was super bad. I don't like to. I've been kicked out of the stadium before.
Yes, you have.
Because of this.
Not. It wasn't because of UNLV.
It wasn't UNLV. It was an even worse team. But
Yeah.
yeah. And I don't like. I get too riled up.
Yeah.
I get way too riled up, especially at those games.
So, just to let our listeners know, neither myself, Jpaddy, or the Pennatrator are one of those people in the photos that the university was looking for.
Yes, I left early.
So, yes, Pennatrator left early. I went through the pain train of us looking like we were going to pull it out against the shitty Rebels and then losing in overtime. So there is that popular video that came out where it's the Rebels' last play on the post where they score the touchdown.
Yeah.
And where the brawls started on the field.
Yeah.
I was right next to that camera lady. It was a lady, like a little Filipino lady, that posted that photo.
Oh, geez. Okay.
And I was right next to her.
Okay.
But for public disclosure, I was not an asshole. I can't believe I wasn't an asshole, but
yes,
I was not an asshole. I was actually on the rail, like telling players to calm down. Like they'd run up to where we were, and I was like giving the chill out sign. But that's not why I'm telling this story.
Okay.
I'm telling this story because I had the perfect perspective of how the security went.
Okay.
During that whole event.
Okay. They didn't do shit?
As I told you before the show, I have a big issue with how the university... I don't believe the university was ready to have a rivalry game. Like, the security wasn't alerted or even maybe thinking that something might get a little rowdy from the fans to the players and whatnot. So I believe it was a perfect storm after that football game.
Okay.
So here's what happened. They score the touchdown, right?
Yeah.
Rebels they're celebrating on the field.
Mm-hmm.
They're running along the Nevada sideline, taunting the sideline. Players get in a fight.
Yeah, it's gonna happen with the assholes.
Right. When it's a heated rivalry and both teams are going to be assholes to each other, players are going to fight.
Yeah.
And it's not like it's the first time it's ever happened.
No, especially between us.
It's between the two schools.
Yeah.
So the players are going at it. I'm watching right down in the middle of the brawl. Who's in the middle? Not security. It's coaches and the SID. The media service guy is in the middle trying to break these two teams up. And to be honest, when I thought about it, I'm like, you know what? You need the coaches, administration to separate the players.
Yeah.
I look left. A fan actually does go down. He jumped in to the fight.
Yeah.
And you can see it on video. He drops in. I think he's actually trying to help because you watch him walk out and a cop comes up to him.
Okay.
But it was a conversation. The cop pats him, lets him walk off.
Okay.
The UNLV players continue to taunt the fans in the end zone.
Okay. Now, see, I didn't see any of this. I saw the fight.
Right.
I saw all the stuff, and then it cuts. Like, there's
Yeah, so there was extra video that show, and obviously fans are throwing stuff on the field. It hit a reporter lady. I don't know what she was thinking when the fight started. She tried to run, and she's videoing, and she tries to run in the middle of it.
What are you going to get?
That's what I'm saying. Hey, reporter lady, cameras have zoom.
Yeah, just zoom in
Yeah.
or out so you could get everybody.
So she gets hit with like a Pepsi bottle. And then later on that night, she starts tweeting her video and talking about how the security at Mackey Stadium's horrible, blah, 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 which it isn't great. But you still have to be a smart human being.
Yes.
And she was not a smart human being. Use the Zoom.
Yeah.
I believe her last name's Soto, but I'm not going to get into that. But here's my main thing. After the fact, all this stuff's happening. UNLV player swings his helmet at fans in the stands.
Well, the fans rip off a helmet.
Fans did rip off a helmet. Does that tell you that the UNLV players were running towards the stands?
Yeah.
I think that's what it tells you. And Mackey is not the best security, specifically in the south end zone. It's not set up for good security anyway. But this is going on, and there are people in military service uniforms not moving. You know what they're protecting? The goalpost. They're around the goalpost. There's cops. There's cops all over the place. There's at least 5 cops along that fence not doing nothing. You know who are? The $8 an hour staff members, the people that aren't trained to do it.
Yeah.
They're the ones trying to get fans off the rail. And I'm just like, the cops could have gotten involved. Like, they didn't make a presence. They just kind of stood there.
But it was a brawl, but it wasn't a brawl.
It was, yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like it was getting really out of hands. Like, fans were ripping off helmets.
They threw snowballs on the field. That was another thing that was really public. Yeah, I know. Anyone who's been to a professional game or been, say, the bleachers, even where the Giants play. San Francisco Giants.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Dude, it's hairy. Like,
yeah.
It's not nice.
No, it's a game, and you're picking a team, and it gets freaking heated, and yeah. So
So, at the end of the day, when the university and Nevada Sportsnet are releasing these photos of trying to find fans that were on the rail, they were literally on the rail, and they decide, for whatever reason, the cops didn't decide to
do it then.
And they're trying to get them 2 weeks later. Something's fishy there. They weren't ready. Like, they just weren't ready. Like,
they're
this
trying to
university was not ready for maybe a little bit of a heated incident.
It was weird when I was there.
What do you mean?
Like the mood was.
It was relatively tame.
Yeah, it was calm.
It was boring.
Relaxed. There's a couple of fans, but they weren't doing anything. The cops were just kind of strolling around. It was cold.
It was freezing.
Cold, so that probably cooled down the situation a bit. But coming down the line, at the end of the game when everybody's going to be mixing, you gotta be ready. I mean,
it looks like they just treated it like another game.
Yeah,
and they knew it wasn't like as highly attended as normal. So I feel like
they didn't want to pay for the extra.
Well, I don't know if they paid for it or they just felt like, it's not going to be as heated as normal.
Well, it's stupid that they're going after the fans after the fact. So they shouldn't even.
So at the end of the day, I think they got one to turn himself in. But the other 4, you haven't heard anything about it.
Yeah.
I just thought it made our university look stupid. Because at the end of the day, I believe it's the university's responsibility to keep players and fans safe.
Yeah.
And it didn't look like they had any kind of plan for any debauchery.
Yeah, well.
Which has happened before.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's been big fights. Do
you remember the time where the fan threw the beer bottle and hit John Robinson?
Yeah, right in the head.
Yeah. They found him, and there was a lot more people in the stands.
Hey, they catch people drinking illegally a lot.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay. Well,
for the basketball game on Wednesday, it's probably not going to be that way.
The Rebel fans don't fly up for the basketball games.
But to be honest, the Rebel fans, this wasn't a Rebel fan issue. This was a Rebel team.
Yeah, but it could be, right?
It could be. And fans, I think they take care of their own stuff. And
yeah.
But you just got to know, when these two schools meet, whether it's in...
Watch yourself.
Yeah, whether it's in cricket, baseball, football, or basketball.
Swimming.
Yeah. There's a certain chant that always comes out.
Yeah, fuck the Rebels.
Yeah, it always comes out, and, you can publicize, we need to keep this kid friendly, but there's real feelings between these two areas.
Speaking of chants, did you get a chance to hear that LSU chant that I told you?
Yes, the neck one?
Yeah. I think that's awesome. I think that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
The best part about that is, like, old people.
Everyone does it.
Fucking grannies are doing it.
Yep.
I saw the pictures after the championship. All the fans were doing it. They let the band play it. That was.
We're not talking about. There's 2 chants. The neck one, is it neck?
Yeah, neck.
That one, that's like the university embraces. There's a new song out in New Orleans called "Got the Gat," where they're doing on TikTok, and they were doing it in the White House.
Yeah,
where it was this one white woman with a hot white woman with the rest of the football team in the middle of the White House, and they had a
I saw that one. Yeah, she was like an old player's wife.
Yeah, ex-wife.
Yeah, like
and I'm very curious how she got in there. But that's a story for a different time. Did you have something you want to bring?
Yeah, if we got time.
Yeah, we got a few minutes.
Okay.
Dinner's coming up.
Do you remember a movie back in the late 90s? One of my favorite actors, and Brad Pitt.
One of your favorite actors.
I don't know.
Brad Pitt.
I don't know his name.
Are we talking Fight Club?
Bingo.
Ed Norton.
Ed Norton. Yes, I couldn't think of it. Okay, so just put that in the back of your mind.
Got it.
Just remember this. So, read an article about a golf course. This guy gets arrested at the fucking driving range. This kid was like 25 or something like that, and he goes out to the driving range, starts stealing people's golf balls.
Ooh, I like this kid stuff.
Okay, stealing golf balls from their like little bin.
Ooh.
Yeah, while the people are hitting, just walking up and
wait from their little corralling thing.
Yeah,
what the balls go into.
Yeah. Yep. So you buy your bucket of balls, throw it in there.
Yeah.
He's stealing the balls, right?
Okay.
Old guy goes into the clubhouse.
Yeah.
Complains. He's like, he's fucking stealing my balls.
Yeah. Can I get some more balls?
Can I get some more balls? Comes out. They have words. Okay,
The kid and this guy.
the kid and this older guy. No, he's not a kid. He's like 23, I think.
Okay.
Okay. So he's an adult. Beats the old guy up. Broken ribs, 9 stitches.
Sends him to the hospital.
Sends him to the hospital. Cops get called. He gets arrested. Guess what this guy's name is?
Ed Norton.
Tyler Durden.
That's an awesome name.
From Florida. Got arrested on a driving range for beating up an old man because he was stealing his fucking balls. I thought, poor old guy. I feel bad for the old guy, but that's a fucking story.
The old man had... What I thought was going to come out is I thought the old man was going to beat him up.
Oh, well, he waved his club at him, and then that's why they got into a fight.
Ooh. Yeah, you don't mess with anyone stealing your balls?
No.
Because they know what they'll throw down?
Yeah. Get heated on the golf course.
On the driving range?
Not on the driving range. I would pay to see this. I mean...
Well, maybe we should video you trying to steal a golf ball from people on drive ranges.
Oh, there's no way.
I think I could walk up, maybe chat it up, get a ball out of their bat, and roll. Like, you're only stealing one at a time.
Yeah, but he's got to be standing there.
Yeah.
And usually the balls are right in front of you, so that's pretty brave. Like I
don't know. Be like, hey, buddy, show me your drive right now. And he's concentrating on his shot. Backswing, you go down, grab a ball, he hits it. He doesn't even know.
Yeah, but it was like multiple times. Like,
yeah.
How many times would you do that?
Well, yeah. Sometimes you get your hand caught in the cookie jar.
Yeah. So that leads into another story. I don't know. I think we're pretty good. I was out at the driving range, okay, and this is down south of Carson. So let's put that into perspective, okay.
I already have a picture in my head.
Okay, so I'm in golf balls. There's a fucking dog running around on the golf course on the driving range.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, there's houses way down there. I'm like, this poor dog. Like, maybe we should get him or something.
You have a collar?
He had a collar.
Okay.
But he was like, he was fucking running.
He was wild.
He was wild.
Yeah, he was free.
And he runs down. He's on the course. He comes back. I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, I'm just gonna let it go, see what happens. A guy fucking brought his dog to the driving range because he was next to me, petted the dog, picked him up, and they left. Who brings a fucking dog to a golf course?
The softy would do it in a heartbeat.
Softy would not bring a dog to a golf course.
Anyone who names their dog Tiger would take their dog to a golf course. Well, on that note, it's good to have you back.
Yeah, welcome season 2, JP.
I'm sorry I've been choking this episode.
Yeah.
I haven't cleared the pipes in a month.
You got that Costa Rica flu.
I'll take it any day. But anyway, we're going to be more consistent. You can plan on us every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday? Yep. I'm in.
Yeah.
This is good.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good routine. I'll bring some good stories.
If this is any hint.
Did you see that coming?
I had no clue.
Okay.
No one listening did either.
They didn't make it to the story.
Exactly. Anyway, so if you're still listening, we're still going to have episodes every Wednesday. PattyBandwagon.com.
Pennatrator, _Pennatrator.
He forgot his Instagram handle.
I'm a little rusty on that.
_Pennatrator. And just look up Patty Bandwagon on Instagram if you want to find me. But anyway, it was good to talk to you guys.
Yep.
Give us feedback. I don't know how you're going to do it, but we'll figure it out, right?
Yeah, we're still winging it.
It's all about word of mouth. All right, Pennatrator, what do you got to say to the people?
Bye-bye.
Peace.